Stand down. Hey! What did I just say?
And welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and today I'm talking about Mercy, the new sci-fi action thriller starring Chris Pratt, a movie that asks a very important question. Did we actually need this movie? Now, before we get into it, let's address the Pratt in the room. Chris Pratt has had a fascinating career arc. He went from lovable goofball to space hero to dinosaur dad, and then to voice acting every animated character known to humankind. And now, he's back in serious mode in Mercy, a near-future techno-thriller that mixes surveillance paranoia, AI systems, or AI justice systems, and that classic genre staple. The clock is ticking, and everyone wants you dead. So what is Mercy? At its core, it's a high-concept sci-fi thriller set in a world where crime is predicted, judged, and punished by an advanced AI system, played by Rebecca Ferguson. Pratt plays a detective accused of a violent crime he claims that he didn't commit. And the twist is the system says otherwise. No jury, no debate, just data or data. Which means the film instantly leans into the themes of free will, guilt, surveillance, and whether algorithms should be allowed anywhere near morality. Chris Pratt is good here. Not reinventing himself, not Oscar baiting, but grounded. He plays the kind of exhausted, morally cornered protagonist he's actually quite good at. He sells the fear, the frustration, and that constant sense of running out of time. You believe this guy is trapped in a system that doesn't care about nuance or context or inconvenient truths. And in a movie called Mercy, irony is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. The filmmaking is slick and it's clean in that very modern sci-fi way. Lots of cool lighting, reflective surfaces, digital overlays, and screens telling you how doomed everyone is. The camera work leans heavily into tight framing and motion, always pushing forward but rarely letting the characters breathe. That works in the film's favor because it reinforces the idea that this world doesn't pause. You don't get a moment. The system's always watching you, always recording you, always calculating, always judging. There's a lot of social media clips in this as well, as Chris Pratt's character tries to piece together what happened through real time, live footage and past recorded clips. He's in the chair, he can't get out of it. It's a very real look at how much of ourselves we put online. Even the stuff we don't think people will get to, the stuff that we think is private. The score as well does what it needs to do, pulsing, electronic, tense, never distracting, never particularly memorable either. It's there to keep the heart rate slightly elevated, like a treadmill you didn't ask to be on, which I ask that a lot when I'm on my treadmill. Editing wise, the film moves fast, sometimes a little too fast, I think. A few emotional beats could have been given a second to land a bit heavier. Where the film stumbles slightly is an exploration of its own ideas. The concept is strong, frighteningly relevant even. Like really real right now. But the script doesn't always push as deep as it could. It gestures towards big philosophical questions about justice and autonomy, then occasionally backs away to make room for another chase or a shootout. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it does mean Mercy feels very much like a solid genre thriller rather than a full-blown sci-fi statement piece. That said, it's entertaining in part, in places.
Mostly.
It knows what it is. This isn't trying to be Blade Runner or Minority Report, though there is DNA definitely in that, reminding you of those better movies. It's a tight, polished, high-stakes sci-fi chase movie with a charismatic lead and a scary, plausible premise. You're engaged mostly the whole time, even if you predict a few twists and turns along the way, or all of them. But here's the rub. It is in its execution, it very much feels like a movie filmed during COVID. And it also feels like Minority Report, but a poor man's one. This film screams streaming movie. So will Mercy stay with you forever? Probably not. It's very forgetful. Characters are given very little backstory, but the ticking clock countdown helps to circumnavigate this just a bit. Will you have a good time watching it? Maybe. at home on streaming while scrolling?
Mostly.
This is a perfect movie for a Friday night when you want something a little tense, smart, adjacent, fast moving without demanding your full philosophical commitment. It's Chris Pratt doing what Chris Pratt does, anchoring a big concept with human stakes, and the film around him is confident enough to keep things moving somewhat, even if it does feel like a COVID movie or a baby report movie. So from me, Mercy gets 2.75 Nicolas Cages out of 5. Solid premise, strong lead, slick execution, just quite not enough depth to elevate it into that sci-fi that is memorable. So what did you think? Are you enjoying the new wave of AI justice sci-fi, or are you already terrified of our future robot overlords? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.